Hey guys, Robo here with a little discussion video, I suppose, best way to put it, on the new figures, or more specifically, the biggest problem that they have created in the new meta. So, and before anybody thinks it, no, it's not Broly, it's not the Santa Videla Android 17, or 18, sorry. It's not Gogeta, either the blue or the Super Saiyan 4 version. Nope, it's not Fu. It is Toa here. Now, the biggest problem that she has created, place on a trigger square 500 to own speed and swap attack and speed values of one random opponent on the field, repeatable. Basically, she can do that to every one of the enemy's figures. Now, you may think that sounds pretty boring, but this is where it breaks the game, because you see all of these beloved slow figures that we've been using recently, say Bardock, Ultra Instinct Goku, the new Broly, the new Bardocks, the old blue Gokus, blue Vegeta, Vegeto, Kefla. All of these figures and more are now not viable, because the minute your opponent throws down a Toa, your full power Super Saiyan Broly goes from being a 10,970 wrecking machine to a very, very, very fast 650 damage wet towel. And that is the problem. It's possibly a bigger problem than the Vados one, in that Vados, you could at least run other deck types. You could run a fast, heavy hitting team revolving around Videl and Champa, or you could run slower teams relying on up-second skills. Toa just says if you're a slow figure, you're not viable anymore. Like, the only ones that can still see proper use, I would imagine, are... I mean, it's tough, because a lot of them, I mean, you can't even say Ultra Instinct Goku. He'd be good as a sponge for damage, but that's about it. Down here, Rose Goku Black, because he doesn't really rely on that. In fact, it would still be terrible because he'd have no attack. Santa androids, because their abilities make them good. But apart from that, there is not a lot down here that are actually still viable. Because think about it, even like if you go up to, say, Gogeta here, as you'll see in a future battle, he has an amazing attack stat, a good health stat, and a reasonable speed stat, but you swap them around, and even with that 350 buff to his speed, your attack is less than 3,000, and it's not getting swapped back. That's the thing. It will never swap back, so your speed will always be low, or your speed will always be high now, and your attack will be low. And that's a real problem. That has really killed off probably about half the figures in the game. If you're not using anything with probably around 3,000 speed or more, you're just not going to do damage. Because you can't. This Gohan is great in damage, but the minute that Toa hits it, bang, you've got 3,000 attack. Because Toa does that. She literally breaks the game with Vados. Vados made some figures not viable. Some. But Toa here wipes out half of the game just with one trigger skill. This means that your speed figures up here will reign supreme. Gohan will still be OP, because look at that speed. Fu will actually probably be a top tier figure now. Future Trunks will stay up here. All of these ones will be top tier figures. Even this Videl, even though she will lose her great attack stat and will not have a fantastic speed stat, it's still Videl. This Vegeta is actually the better one, even though the other one has actually got more attack. These figures will be fine. These ones will survive. Zamasu could actually come into his own in this meta, because it doesn't really affect him if you run an up second skills or up defense on his own ones. Zamasu could do some real damage in this meta. Ones like Mira could actually be quite powerful, because he has reasonable speed and attack, plus he does a damage boost. And to be honest, some of these forgotten figures, say the androids down here, this blue Vegeta, which doesn't get used much, Swimsuit 18 doesn't get used much, they're all still going to be viable, because in spite of the attack and speed switch, they will still be able to do damage. And like I said, the only ones down here, say the Piccolos, they will still see use as well, but nothing else here can. You can't. This Gogeta, he is a great figure. He's not fantastic compared to new ones that are out, but he's still a great figure, but he's going to have 1500 attack on turn 2 potentially. Yes, your opponent can only hit one at a time with Toa, but if they run a double Toa, 2 figures a turn. You can't run slow figures now. Up second skills, they've actually, in a way that's good that they've made it so that up second skills don't dominate, but at the same time, if it was just one figure per match, so if she only did it one figure per match, or if it was only like her N figure just for one turn, that would be okay, but because it's permanent, it just means that you can't run slow figures, because after turn 3, basically, you will have nothing that hits hard. And you will just have... It could end up being, if both players run slow figures and a Toa, both of you will just get to turn 9, because you can't kill one another. Even with ones that boost their attack every turn. So, these figures are going to be most of the ones you're going to be wanting to either use or see in games. And that's a big problem that I think is nigh on impossible to fix, in all honesty. There is no reason to take a slow figure when a lot of the time you're going to be into the Toa. Like, I just don't think there's anything that can be done to salvage figures like this. I mean, that's a great figure. Look at that damage, look at that posing skill, but turn 2, if Toa randomly hits him, for the rest of the match you've got an 8000 speed figure with 1300 attack. He's just not going to do anything for you. Same with Kefla. Kefla, great figure. But crippled. Crippled the minute a Toa hits her. Jiren, the one good thing, I suppose, could be stopping 01 skills to a degree. If the person puts their 01 skill down early, but that's still not much of a consolation for everything that she's doing. But I don't know, tell me what you think below. Do you think that I'm overreacting, that slower figures that we've come to rely on so much, like Gogeta here and these blue ones, Champa, all the ones down here, are they still viable in the new meta? Do you still think people will use them? Or do you agree with me and think that these up here will become some of the top figures in the game because of what Toa here does? I don't know, that's my opinion, but tell me what you guys think. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Hero Coloseum content, and I'll see you all next time.